Welcome to episode 3, part 2 of our Brownlow edition. It's a bit like a big bash. We're going in short, hard and quick.
It's true.
20 overs each.
An episode a day.
So we'll continue off where we left. We got up to 2012.
We spoke about the saga with Essendon and Joe Watson's fiasco.
Yep. So we're going to 2013, and it was Gary Ablett.
Correct. 28 votes, 21 games.
And this was the Geelong year where
Who finished second, Edge?
Joel Selwood.
Jeez, that's a fair effort.
Incredible when you think about it.
So, Vito, we spoke in our last episode about the greatest midfield of all time.
Yeah, it's up there.
So, Selwood, Ablett, Bartel.
yes.
Yeah, it's up there. For me, Bartel's the downfall in that one.
Oh, but
It's on a Brownlow.
He was a gun. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying you still want to put that. You want to put that next to
Nah,
Joe
I'll take
Cousins and Kerr.
nah.
I'll take the Geelong one.
Nah. Joe Cousins
taking
and Kerr will
Geelong.
run them ragged.
I'm taking Geelong. Tell us what you think in the comments. Geelong or the West Coast midfield?
I agree.
Or the
Brisbane.
Brisbane. Or
all Brisbane's.
Richmond's Dustin Martin.
The Soul.
Yeah, that's only one
So-
bloke.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
That's how
with
good he
West
was.
Coast and Geelong, what's the second string? Because Geelong had better second stringers
Oh,
yeah,
than
probably,
West Coast. But
Yeah,
then,
probably.
You know, West Coast had Andrew Ambley
Butler.
go through there.
Sam
There's one Brownlow Miller's coming up soon.
Fletcher went through there.
Joe Fletcher was all right.
So they had a good second. But Geelong's were just
Geelong
as
was
good.
lean.
Like, Chappie
my
went
God.
through
Yeah,
there.
Chappie, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's
So
interesting.
Dane Swan finished third with 26, and that was his third time he finished in a placing in 4 years.
Jeez, he can rack up the votes, Dane
Hey,
Swan.
gun.
Yeah.
Gun.
Yeah.
Could he kick a football properly?
Yeah, sometimes
No,
it
he
would
couldn't.
skew if...
But he was a bad kick. Let's be honest.
No, he couldn't.
Thank you. I see. Great footballer, but a poor kick.
And the worst running style.
Oh, he's...
You wouldn't
He's
even
an ugly
you know what?
footballer,
He
but he's a
hurt ya.
superstar.
It sounds stupid, but he
No,
hurt
I know,
ya.
because
Yeah.
he had an engine. He's a star, right? Don't get me wrong, but he had an ugly style,
Oh,
right? He couldn't kick a
It
football to
looked like
save
he
his life.
was a duck.
He
Talking
looked
about
like
a duck.
Well, yeah.
He kicked with his right foot like he was a left footer,
Yep.
if you know what I mean. So anyway, but
Yep.
he's a superstar.
Okay, anyway,
Dane Swan.
so we move on to...
214, this is going to be...
Oh, please. Please.
But then I'll talk about...
You can talk about it all day. This bloke was just a footballer, mate.
Who?
Matt Prittis, please.
214.
Please.
Matt Prittis.
Come on.
Just a footballer.
It's okay. No, okay. He's a good footballer.
Good, very
Okay.
good footballer.
There's 1,000 of them.
Here's a stat.
Nah.
In the 2000s, he polled the least amount of BOGs to win that Brownlow.
Okay.
3.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but hang on.
26 votes, 22 games. I'm not surprised.
Yep.
Yeah, but he polled in a lot of games.
13 of
so
them.
he was very consistent.
13 of them.
He was a good player for years for West Coast. Let's be honest.
Oh, I don't think he was...
I reckon he's a great player.
Really?
I reckon not great.
That
very
was a
good player.
good player.
Rely on him.
Yeah.
He'll get you 30 touches every week.
Yep.
Do the job, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that's just Okay, I think you're a bit harsh on Matt Prittis, but anyway.
Nate Fife finished second, 25 votes. Gary Ablett finished third. And
How many
last-
games did he play? 4 games, Gary Ablett, or what?
yeah,
for him
no.
to finish third on 22 votes.
Yeah. He
Must have been injured or something.
Shoulder year?
Was that at Gold Coast? Was he
Yeah.
at Well, it could
Yeah.
possibly be because before he got injured at Gold Coast, they were top 4 or something.
Yep,
I
they
reckon,
were.
and then fell in a heap.
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Lance Franklin, 22 votes, but he's a new player to the scene.
Yeah.
Paddy Dangerfield, 6 BOGs.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Finished
So
ninth.
that was
Finished
his,
ninth with just 6 BOGs.
That was the first we started to hear about Paddy.
Yep. That was at Adelaide.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Well,
it.
you know, it's funny because I know we're going here, but the next 2 Brownlow medalists is interesting then. When
Yeah.
talking about that.
And it's funny because what we've been discussing, the seconds and the thirds tend to win Brownlows.
Correct.
Yeah.
How's the pattern?
Bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a continuation. If you have a good year, you have another.
You're probably
like,
going to win another one.
The umpires recognise you, right?
Yeah.
They see what you're capable of and whatever.
And
But
they'll
I
watch it,
reckon then if you've won one, then you've got a level, right?
Yeah.
Once
Yep.
you've got a level and you don't hit that level or better, you
bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You finish second or third.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
215,
Nat Fife, 31 votes, 18 games. Fair enough, mate.
That's when he was a
absolute
star.
superstar.
That's when he was a star then.
he was. And he's
Then-
playing on the ball.
On the ball, big
Yeah.
body on the
Yeah,
ball.
big
He was
Goes
a
forward.
star then. He was a
Go
star.
forward,
Yeah. Yep.
kick goals, tough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
uncompromising. In that era, he was fantastic.
Who finished second?
Matthew Prittis. So you can win one and finish second the year after. It still
Matthew
counts.
Prittis.
But here's the interesting one.
How many votes did he get, Ange?
More votes than he won the Brownlow and more best on grounds that year than his Brownlow year.
Oh, maybe I was a bit harsh on him. Now.
I think you're very harsh on him.
Not very harsh, but
Very good footballer.
His 215 year was better than his 214.
Yeah.
I looked at the
And
numbers
it's probably
stuff
just
like that.
unbelievable.
So if Nat 5 doesn't get 31 votes, he wins another Brownlow.
What about? Yeah, that's right.
Fact.
Yeah, that's right. He wins back to back. Sam Mitchell 26, another placing.
It's a fair effort.
Josh Kennedy 24 votes, 7 best on
Who's
grounds.
Josh Kennedy?
Sydney's.
Oh, that Josh. Okay. Is he Josh K. Kennedy?
P. Kennedy, isn't it?
P's the West Coast one, isn't it?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think
know.
Sydney's
Maybe
the
you're
P.
right. I'm not sure.
So one each juicy PK.
I don't know the initials of the players. I used to know the cricket ones.
'cause sometimes-
you know the
'cause-
cricket ones.
Dennis.
DK Lilly.
Yeah.
DK
Dennis Keith.
Warren.
Oh,
M.E. War.
Shane Keith, yeah.
DC Boone.
Yeah, DC Boone.
You know what
That's
his
a
C
cartoon-
stands
That's
for?
a cartoon character, DC
You know what the
Boone.
C stands for? Clarence.
Clarence.
David Clarence Boone. We're getting on the cricket. We could
It's
do it.
Clarence.
He's
Hang on. He's Tasmanian. Isn't
Tasmanian?
Clarence
That's his home
a
club.
spot?
Yeah, Clarence in Tasmania.
So they named him after his...
oh, who knows?
no idea. It's
Anyway,
quite
His
possible.
parents are legends.
Quite possible. Imagine
Anyway.
being a Footscray player. You could be Gordon Street.
That's true. Peter Gordon.
Footscray.
Peter Gordon.
216, and this is where Paddy Dangerfield.
Come to fruition.
Swapped it in.
35 votes. Played the whole season, 22 games.
Now at the time, that was the record amount of
35
votes.
No, he was then just
Yeah, he was
a
unstoppable.
machine. A machine. You know, like who come run up that year?
He Luke Parker. But before we go to
okay.
Luke Parker, he had the most votes in the 2000s, the most games he polled in by any club or by any player, which was 15.
That's amazing.
He beat
I didn't
the
know that.
most BOGs, passing Ablett, Jarden Mitchell. So he just broke all sorts of records that year.
Okay. That's, yeah. Look, he was, 2016, he was by far the best player in the AFL.
Dustin. Luke Parker second and Dustin Martin third.
Martin third.
In 16.
So that was the first time we saw. See, Dane
So-
Swan without stickers finished third. Dustin Martin
So-
without stickers
So we had this
would have finished third.
about a year ago when I said Dustin Martin's top 3 players of all time. And you said, oh, he's had 3 or 4 good years. Third in the Brownlow in 216.
He'd have to be in the top 3 or 4, yeah, I agree. Probably would.
That's another episode, by the way, folks, coming soon to Ankle Sore Podcast.
217,
Dustin Martin.
Dustin Martin. And
36 votes, 22 games.
so he broke Dangerfield's record.
So
from the
there you
year
go,
before.
Paddy. I'll up it by 1 vote.
I'll up it by 1.
An absolute
incredible.
incredible
Also-
footballer.
Footballer.
Broke the record for best on grounds.
I was
11 of them.
Just about to say, without even knowing that,
Yeah.
the greatest season of football I've ever seen in my life.
A genius.
But Paddy Dangerfield finished second with
No.
33 and would
Yeah.
have won the last 10 Brownlows.
Yep,
That's amazing.
33.
Fair point. That's how good his season
That's
was.
how good
Dustin
What I
Martin.
love is the fact that look at those votes: 36 first, 33 second, 25. Go back to 2005. The top
Yeah.
3 all got 20,
yeah,
19,
21.
17.
Yeah.
But I guess
It's true.
So-
the
Think
better
times have
the
changed.
better
Yeah.
players just got better.
They
The
did.
better players just like
Yeah.
Or the umpires got stupider because they were just
Is that a word?
lazy.
Is that a word?
Is that a word?
Nah,
Stupider?
nah.
it is now.
It is now. We've just
It's
made
now
But that's possible because there's
lazy.
Yeah,
Who was
they're
best
lazy.
on ground today? Martin. Who was best on ground today? Dangerfield.
but
That's true, you know. Maybe that's yeah.
but
lazy.
those 2 years, 16, 17, they got it right. I reckon that Brownlow was
Yeah,
Yeah.
15, 16, 17, 5, Dangerfield Martin, no doubt.
like he handed Richmond a premiership by himself.
Oh,
that year.
I've told you 1,000 times, without him, they wouldn't have won no flags. And you can sing all the
Absolutely.
songs you like.
No flags.
No
they wouldn't have
flags.
won that year.
No, they
I
wouldn't have
guarantee
won.
you.
Do you agree, no flags without Martin?
Agree.
Wayne Carey, no flags, North Melbourne without Carey? I'm just making a point here.
Agree?
Yeah.
But all,
I reckon-
do all premiership clubs or premiership teams have those players that
Oh, not all of them. Not all of
you
them.
reckon?
So, Essendon without Hurd?
Hurd's year was
And
Lloyd.
huge.
No, Hurd and Lloyd. So it's
Hurd
two
and Lloyd,
players.
I'm just saying.
What
so
about
it's
Carlton's of 95? Cooter's year? Or Kernahan's year?
Greg Williams. there's a
Greg
guy-
Williams,
Greg
Kernahan.
Williams.
Greg Williams
Mate,
and
there's a
Kernahan.
lot.
Just picked 3, so you're
There was this
probably
guy,
right.
I don't know if you heard of him, Brad Pearce kicked 60 goals that year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so.
Incredible.
No, I don't subscribe to that, but
Anyway.
Dustin
Fair enough.
Martin was huge in 2017.
He was. He
totally deserved that Brownlow.
18.
Hang on a minute. Hold on. I'm just looking at Andrew's notes here. Tom Mitchell in 2017 got 25 votes.
There's your pattern.
25 votes.
There's
Yeah,
your
there's your
pattern.
pattern, you're right.
So, all right. This is where.
I'd love to know the percentages of his disposals.
Yeah,
I know he
that's
gets
okay.
a lot of
Oh,
I'd love
it'd be
to know
on
the percentages.
It'd be on AFL tables.
Yeah, I'd love to have a look at what
But
the
Ron
disposal...
Barassi set the standard. Give me stats and I'll shut up.
Yeah, because
That's it. That's how you win a
Healy
Brownlow.
didn't do it because
he
he
not-
came on.
Allingworth.
Because in 1978...
Healy off, Allingworth on.
In 1978, they get the ball and just kick it.
That's true.
Remember Ronnie Weirmouth? He gave away a free kick.
Kicked it out in,
at the Junction Oval.
Yeah, kicked it
it out in the
St Kilda
Joyce
Road.
Street,
St Kilda
whatever it
Road, whatever. St Kilda Road, I'm telling you, there's a footy on some bloody building
on a
there.
balcony.
Oh, that's
St Kilda
hilarious.
Road.
Yeah, no, I can't help it. Tom Mitchell, good luck to him. 28 votes, 22 games.
He'll do the same at Collingwood this year. And he'll just trundle
win the
away.
Brownlow?
No, but he'll trundle away with his vote.
Trundle?
With his, he'll get votes. He'll get possessions.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you reckon Craig McRae's going to say, give me stats and I'll shut up?
It'd be very hard to change Tom Mitchell's game.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't
But
change his game now.
do you reckon he'll play every week?
Oh, I
at
think
Collingwood?
so.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he will. Of course he will.
I think that gives a little bit
100%.
of grunt inside, under
Grunt,
the packs.
grunt.
Under the packs.
They haven't got grunt.
No, but it
Taylor
releases.
Adams, no grunt.
Taylor Adams is injury prone a bit.
Taylor Adams got a hamstring as thin as a piece of
Yeah,
spaghetti.
what about the Dacos boys?
Play him on the
Stars?
outside.
Outside.
How good will have the Dacos boys on the
Mate,
outside
silky
with Mitchell
clean,
under
crisp.
the packs?
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a,
So Colin could win the flag then.
I've got him sliding, but we know why.
I've got him top 4, but anyway, that's
Don't make
another
the
one. We've
eight.
already spoken
Yeah.
about that, boys.
Okay.
218, Tom Mitchell. We
Yep.
discussed about that. Second, still side bottom.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's an interesting second, isn't it?
Very.
Yeah.
Never would have thought. You
Nah.
could. I could have sat here all night and I wouldn't have been
Nah,
able to say
Great
never got
footballer, but I couldn't imagine him finish second in the
Yeah.
Brownlow. I don't think.
And pattern develop Angus Brayshaw.
Oh dear.
Whatever.
How did he finish third in the Brownlow?
Yeah. And what did we all say?
Nothing surprises me, mate.
We all
He
said
finished third. So
he's a vote. He's a eye catcher.
Yep.
He won the Brownlow next year.
Yep.
I remember at the time
Didn't
we were
get
like-
close.
Didn't get close.
it's funny, isn't it?
So there's that pattern blown out.
Okay.
Max Gawn, highest ruckman in the 2000s, finished fourth.
That was the emergence of Max Gone 2018.
Yeah,
It was.
Before that, he was ordinary.
Not ordinary.
He was a bit
goofy.
laughable.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
goofy.
he was a little bit.
Yeah, he's-
Goofy, mate.
Goofy. Yeah, goofy's a good word.
He was a little bit.
But became a star.
Yeah, no doubt.
Became an absolute
The rest is
superstar.
history, too.
So Nate Fife in 219.
Yeah, robbed.
How many-
33 games.
that's two Brownlows
33,
in-
33 votes, 20 games. That's 2 Brownlows in 4 years.
2 in 4.
That's disgusting.
So 15,
you
16,
can't
17,
deny
18.
that.
So
Well,
he's
do
only
you remember
missed
when
out-
he won it? Did you say, "Oh, geez, he was so good"?
I remember.
We all said.
Was he
"How
on the
did win
couch
that
with no
Brownlow?"
top on, with
Yeah.
his arm in a sling with the Brownlow
No.
around his neck?
How did he win the
You
Brownlow?
come in with a walking stick
I
one
remember
year.
that. Yeah, I don't think he deserved that second one, to be honest.
Honestly,
Second, third,
Paddy Dangerfield second.
yeah.
Paddy Cripps and Lockie Neal. There's
so there's a pattern.
There's
Look
the
at the
pattern.
pattern. Yeah, the
So
patterns
we
of-
can
Paddy
we
Cripps
should be
and
able
Lockie
to predict the Brownlow medalist
we
this
should.
year.
Wow.
We'll get to that.
So let's
I've-
pick the Brownlow by the end of this show. We'll pick the Brownlow.
I've got mine,
I've got it too.
and
I agree.
I'm just writing it down so I can remember.
Okay,
it.
done.
That's messy handwriting, but
Okay.
pattern developing. There's a good one to finish
I
with.
don't think Fife should have won it in 2019.
220 COVID restricted. 17 games they only played. Is that right? Dee?
31 votes, yep.
Massive.
That's
Lockie
massive.
Neal, massive.
How many
D-
games
deserved
did he play?
winner.
17,
So he played every game.
31 votes.
Yeah, deserved winner.
And just remember, mate, it was a messy year.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah, no, everyone's head was everywhere. That's massive.
And-
That's worthy. That's worthy win.
It actually was the biggest margin
Right.
of a winner
Yeah.
in the 2000s.
Oh, that's, again,
He won by 10 votes.
Understandable because of COVID.
He
Understandable.
beat Travis Boak by 10
Okay.
votes.
Jesus, that's
a
In a
professional.
COVID restricted year.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, so look, he polled in 11 of the 17 games.
Yeah,
That's
that's huge.
massive. Yeah, great. He's a worthy winner.
Absolutely.
Worthy winner.
So equal third, 2 players here. Christian Petrarca
Yeah.
and Jack Steele.
Jack Steele.
That's interesting.
I, didn't-
Petrarca,
I
that
would
was,
not have thought he's a good player, but again, he's probably consistent that year. Fair enough.
that was
Yep.
the emergence of Petrarca.
yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Took
Took
him
a
a
while.
few years.
Yep.
I was calling for
Stopped
his head.
playing basketball.
The LDU
down the
thing
local
comes
Lost
into it.
basketball
weight.
courts. Yeah.
Got fit.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So
2021.
Ollie Wines,
This was a massive year. By
36
Ollie
votes,
Wines.
22 games.
So that's tied
tied with
Martin.
Dusty.
Dustin
from
Martin.
2017.
It was a massive year because
I didn't expect him to win it, to be honest.
because he
I
broke.
did. I actually picked him that year.
You did.
Actually did. Yeah.
Not only
I
did
thought he was
I
very
fell
good. He
asleep
was
halfway
great.
through that year.
Yeah, you know how I
remember
love the
waking up-
Brownlow.
Yeah.
I love watching the Brownlow.
Yeah. What was interesting with that was he equaled the votes, but he polled in 16. That's a record.
Yeah, that's huge.
16. How many games did he play?
22.
So he polled in 16 of 22.
16, yeah, that's massive.
That's worthy
Did
winner
they play-
right there.
That is
just for the fact.
incredible.
Preliminary final that year. They did, I think. Port Adelaide.
Yeah, they
I
lost
reckon-
to They lost to
Richmond, I think.
Richmond in the prelim. Low scoring went
Low
9.
scoring, yep.
Yeah.
So they had a good year on the back of him.
Or was that the year before and they lost to...
Good question. I don't know. The COVID years are still a bit blurry.
Just quickly, I know you're very good with numbers mathematically quickly. Lockie Neal polled in 65% of his games. Ollie Wines, 16 out of 22. That's a high percentage. What's that?
Yeah,
Put
that'll
that on the top of your
be
head.
so
Put the
50
pressure
11.
on you.
I reckon it's nearly it's close to 70.
So there you go. So
Close to it, look, at top of my
that's
head.
incredible, though, to poll in 70% of your games.
I'm just saying, it's in that realm
pretty good.
anyway.
That's,
yeah, fair enough.
Unlucky loser, Marcus Bontempelli,
Yeah.
finished second, 9 BOGs.
Jeez, that's unlucky.
Isn't it?
That's unlucky because 36 is massive.
Yeah.
36 is... yeah, well, that's the record. So
That's right.
to lose a
that's
Brownlow...
massive. That's stiff.
And Clary Oliver, 31 votes, finished third. Also got a best on ground.
That's also pretty unlucky, right? So you could
Very
have won in
unlucky.
the
Oh,
end.
yeah, you look at that. There's over, 90 votes in the top three.
No
players,
doubt.
yeah.
So that aggregate's probably the most in the 2000s,
So
I'd say.
does that say... That was still pretty much COVID year 2021, right?
It was, yeah.
Those three players, does that just show their professionalism? That they could
Yeah, it's
play
I
that
totally
well?
agree
Yeah.
with that.
Because a lot of people struggle with COVID.
They did.
Struggled
By all
and
reports,
everything was there, but mate, to keep your focus,
That's what I mean. So, I mean...
you got to hand it to
They're,
them
they're still pretty good players.
in their own
today.
right,
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
makes it even
yeah.
more.
So-
It's a good elite bunch that's come
100%.
through, isn't it?
Look, geez, it's funny because there's not too many ordinary players.
Not
Jack
when,
Dyer.
not when you break it down.
There's not.
And, if it's, and
No,
you look
look,
at
there's only two or three in there that I...
Because you've been going on for years at Brownlow.
Oh,
Mate,
just some players, mate.
going through this
Yeah, but we're
list-
going 2000s. I'll go on back. If you go backwards, mate, there's
Yeah,
plenty.
but that's when the
I agree.
the Chook farmer won a Brownlow.
agree.
Doesn't matter, mate. It's a Brownlow.
I
Kaji
agree. In the
Greaves.
more modern time, it's different.
You go from 1970 on, mate. I can
Which
tell
we
you
will
it's-
one
So has
day.
it become better now?
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
So
I'll have to
it
agree with
has.
that.
Is it worthy now?
But it's a midfielders.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's another
Absolutely.
argument
We know that.
altogether.
Calvin Templeton won a Brownlow.
Yeah, when was
Barry
that?
Round,
Scott
obviously,
40
was
years
just
ago.
a Brownlow.
Right? So,
Wind.
Scott Wind.
but again, part-time, even though the umpires are part-time now, they've got a huge problem with
Anyway,
that.
Yeah.
that's another
Yeah.
that's another episode maybe down the track. We'll talk about the
Yeah.
yesteryear maybe.
No. Winners are worthy, I think.
Fair enough.
2022.
I can argue with that, but anyway.
I
Yeah,
can
fair
rem- I
enough,
can
Cripps.
Yeah. Cripps, yep.
29 votes, 21 games. Yeah, no, fair enough.
7 best on
Outstanding
grounds.
last year, and he's been a good player for years. All right, struggled maybe with injury here and there, but he's been very good.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I know he's going to disagree, but
Yeah. And Lockie Neal was the favourite at the time, finished second.
By
no,
one
no,
vote.
By one vote.
fair enough. I've got no issue with that.
And he's my pattern developing for next year.
Yep.
Touk Miller.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
interesting.
year before, 6 BOGs, 18 votes.
Okay. So
Oh, he's
these
won the
ones-
Brownlow already. Get on now. Get on now. I know what he's paying Touk Miller, but he will win the Brownlow
Yeah.
this year. We're telling you in January. He will win the
Miller.
Brownlow.
You watch, you get 8 votes for the year.
Who do
8
you-
votes.
Okay,
Who's
you'll
gonna take
Touk
votes
Miller.
on him?
I think
Matty
Touk
Rao?
Miller. I think
Oh,
Clayton
Touk Miller's...
Oliver.
Huh?
I think Clayton Oliver can.
What about him?
Win it.
He can win it.
He doesn't play Gold Coast.
He's saying
No,
take
no.
votes.
He'll
off
get
Touk
40
Miller.
votes.
No, I'm talking who
All
can
right,
win it.
I'll make a prediction. He'll break the record, Touk Miller.
There you
for
go.
votes. That's how bad Gold
So he
Coast
needs,
are.
he's got
All right.
36.
Well, that's a long way away. Let's see.
Who do you think
We
next
come
year?
back.
This year, sorry.
Hard to say. Look, the Touk Miller thing, that's a fair point. Because
Yeah.
I'm
Going by
not many vote-
the previous trends,
Clayton Oliver, I can't see it.
yeah, I like him
No.
as a player. Do you?
Oh, I think he's okay. He's good. He's very good. But
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Look, I don't know. Put me on the spot. It's tough for me to call it. LD? No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
no, look, I don't know.
could.
Honestly.
Maybe not next
No,
year.
he can't. He can't win it this year.
Because Touk Miller's going to win it with 40.
Well, not just that, but going by trends, he needs to have a top 5 year. in
yeah,
the
I know.
Brownlow
Going by
to win
patterns
one.
and trends, yeah.
It's
And
a glaring. It's a fact. It's a glaring fact. Now that
After
we've
this
gone through,
exercise-
I
correct.
agree. That's true.
Now that we've gone through this, it shows me that you cannot win a Brownlow unless you've polled a certain amount of previously become notice to the umpires.
Yeah, I
right?
agree.
He did okay last year
Yeah.
in 2022, but I think he needs to have a big year this year, and I think he's my tip for 2024 for the
Fair enough.
Brownlow.
I agree.
Based on
24 as well.
no, not
2024.
Yeah, 2024 is LDU will win the Brownlow. So
Also-
not only are we giving you one, we're giving you 2 Brownlow medalists.
And it goes the other way. Pritis wins
God
the
help
Brownlow.
Who?
Pritis wins it 1 year,
Yeah,
but then finishes second the next.
correct.
And I didn't do.
No,
I
the
don't know
pattern's
how
not
he
always
went.
going to work like that. We know. But I'm
No,
just
no.
saying,
Maybe-
there's been a pattern with these ones,
Yeah,
no
there's
doubt.
been a big pack.
Yeah.
So if you go by patterns, Touk Miller wins it, LDU wins it the next year if he has a good year this year, and
All over it.
Well, you know what? It all remains to be seen. I'm sure we can go back and check.
We'll
what
go
we've
back
said.
on this. We'll go back on
all
this.
right.
the end of the year.
I'm picking it. There's nothing to go back on.
Oh,
I
I
picked Touk
agree.
Miller. You picked Touk Miller.
I agree.
You haven't got one for this year?
Nah, I'm just.
No?
Give us one during the year.
I'll give you one in a few
All right.
weeks. I'll say, all right, boys. I'm thinking.
After round one, we'll give you a week's grace. We don't need any grace.
All right.
Touk Miller will be a 2023 Brownlow medalist.
Fair enough. All right.
I reckon that's it
That's
for
it, boys.
episode 3, part 2. We've completed up to date. We are.
We're up to
Brownlow.
date.
We'll probably
Yeah.
go back somewhere along the line.
Well, we're actually not up to date. We're going into the future because
We're going-
2023.
That's right.
He's won it
And we're
already.
going
Touk
back
Miller.
into the future.
Okay, we'll
when
see.
we do our
We'll
next
see. We'll
episodes.
see about that one.
We'll put up the odds at the end of in the comments in the description. We'll put up the odds for Touk Miller just so you can get on.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in.
No worries. Well done, boys.
Enjoy.